Okay, first of all, there is no place, I did some research, there's no place that Oda actually officially gave his stance on any politics. Okay, he didn't say he supports this candidate, this candidate. And don't forget, Oda is a citizen of Japan. So he didn't even say which Japanese party he supports. I would love it if somebody finds anything like that. Please show it to me or comment it below. I would love to see it. And second of all, let's not forget that this is a manga or an anime that we all love. And so let's respect Oda, whether he is a Trump supporter or not a Trump supporter. Or what if he's, and you know, there's more than two parties, so it is possible that he's libertarian or Green Party. Or it's also possible that he would literally vote for Trump if he was an American citizen. It's literally possible he would vote for Trump for president, but vote for a libertarian for the Senate, and I vote for a Democrat in the House. That is a possibility. I hate how people think everything's so, no, you're either a Republican or Democrat. No, you could literally vote a different party for your mayor, different party for your governor, different party for president, Senate. Like, that's the beauty. And in my opinion, the more spread out the power, the better. I don't like the idea of you can only vote for one party and that's it. So let's keep that in mind. Respect, and also it is possible that you would vote different things at different times. Now my argument though, as I think, at least federally, Oda's definitely a Trump supporter. And there's going to be some spoilers for people who don't read the manga. So for those people, I'm going to give you a warning. Overall, what I've noticed is a lot of the majority of the messaging on One Piece is anti-globalism. And I never even noticed that. Like at first I'm like, Oda is very anti-racism, which is good. We should all be anti-racism, anti-bigotry, and those are good things. And those, despite what a lot of people say, those aren't really left-wing or right-wing positions. Like the center-right party and the center-left party of US and Japan and many countries are anti, like they say, yeah, we should not discriminate people based on their race or ethnic origin or nationality. Like, that's stupid. So that is not really a position. But when it comes to globalism, there's a lot of themes of anti-world government, anti-world government, anti-world government. And like, that's interesting. A lot of people even haven't even noticed this. Now, the funny thing is, when it comes to replacement, what do the revolutionaries want? And again, I know, let's keep in mind, this is just a manga. Maybe Oda is pro-world government, but I doubt it. But the main point is, a lot of themes in the show is very anti-globalism, anti-world government. And so it seems like, yeah, he seems to be a fan of a more isolationist view, you could say. He doesn't like a all-powerful dictatorial global government. And I would dare I say, I don't think Oda is one of those people who would actually want the United Nations to gain more power. In fact, I would argue that Oda wants the United Nations to lose more power. So let's continue with that. Now, some people would say, the whole theme of Wano is to open up Wano. Well, yeah, Oda's not against immigration. You can be anti-globalism, but still say, okay, it's okay for people to visit other countries, but as long as you respect the traditions and cultures of the countries you visit. Also, you could say it's okay for people to move out of country, move to your country. Again, there's nothing that's anti-immigrant. In fact, the whole point of One Piece is almost like pro-exploration, pro-meeting other people and other cultures and other everything. But he seems to be very anti a big globalist, powerful government. And that's the funny thing. A lot of Trump supporters, I've noticed, they're not anti-immigrant. In fact, people know, if you didn't notice, I'll tell you now, Trump got the most non-white vote out of any Republican since 1960. I'm technically a minority. I mean, I was born in Iran, but I don't know, I look white, whatever you think, I don't care. But that's the thing. There is a big theme of respecting cultures, but also anti-globalism, anti-just one world government. And then, I also noticed though, there was a bit of anti-God messaging. Now some would say this is kind of anti-conservative, if you're being anti-God. Anti-God is kind of almost sounds like anti-conservative, because conservatism generally relates to some sort of believing in a religion or a God or a divine being. So I'm like, okay, so maybe he's more libertarian. But then I thought, wait a minute. No, because there are spiritual themes in One Piece. It seems like maybe he's anti-false god. Like the idea of you shouldn't worship any government or any idol or anybody claimed to be God. And what's one of the main US's founding message is we don't worship government, we worship God. But here's the thing, you don't have to worship government or God. You could just worship yourself. And that's the whole point of One Piece. Luffy wants to be the freest person. He doesn't want to worship any government, he doesn't want to worship any God. He just wants to protect himself and his family and the people he cares about. He wants to be the first person. Seems like Luffy might have been an Ayn Rand supporter. But I digress. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Mr. Mort actually did one of a great video on this. But the problem with Mr. Mort, he used the classical compass, and a lot of people don't realize the classical compass is absolutely horrible. Because the problem with the compass is like if you go extreme right, you want the government to tax less. But then the more up you go, the more powerful the government is. Okay, so how could an all-powerful government have zero taxes? That logically makes no sense. Or opposite way, if you go extreme left, you're getting more taxes and more social programs, but if you go down, there's less government power. So how could a government has no power but takes all your taxes? So those 2 points literally make no sense. But either way, the idea of freedom, liberty, but also individualism, that seems to be the whole main point of One Piece. Now, we'll see what his goal with the Revolutionary Army is. And that's what we'll see. Now, I know some people say he's anti-oppression. He is very anti-oppression. Oda is very pro-liberty, pro-freedom, pro-individualism, but also very anti-globalism, and very anti-big government. There also seems to be a lot of themes, if you've noticed, with like the kings of Dressrosa and the kings of Arabasta, with the government should serve the people. The people shouldn't be worshipping the government. So here's to think about this. Let me know if there's anything I missed, and let me know if I'm wrong. I'm open to a different discussion. But either way, remember, it's just a manga that we all love, so no matter who Oda supports or doesn't support, let's all remember to respect Eiichiro Oda. Great show, and look forward to the end. And now, the rest of this is for manga readers only. When it comes to this, so please, spoiler alert, don't watch this. Is Luffy the Messiah? Is he really, like, Joy Boy seems to really be a Messiah figure. I'm not sure how Oda feels about Messiah, but a lot of it, especially Abrahamic religions, do believe that Jesus will come back. Now, different versions do believe different things. Like, as a Muslim, I believe that Jesus will come back, but he will also come with Muhammad, peace be upon him. They'll both come back. But either way, Luffy seems like a Messiah figure at this point. And now, like, what does that mean? Does Oda believe that there's a Messiah among us? I don't know. I mean, there's always the Antichrist argument. Like they said, in the 19th century, it was Napoleon. He caused a gigantic war with millions of deaths. And in the 20th century, it was Hitler who caused millions of deaths. So 21st century, I don't know. But I've never heard any Christ figures. Like, yeah, this guy saved the world. I'm sure there's a lot of people, like Abraham Lincoln or Winston Churchill. Yeah, there are really legendary figures that did good things for the world. But I'm just, like, wondering, like, is Oda putting him as a Messiah figure So is this a religious thing? Or maybe he's going with more of a libertarian argument, where someone doesn't have to be a god. They could just be a great person and save the world, and lead the world into freedom. Because Luffy seems to be doing that. He definitely seems to be a legendary figure. And where does Dragon come to this? Where does Shanks come to this? I don't know. Does Dragon want to become the next world government, or does he want a more isolationist world? You know, a world government where there's less global involvement and more regionalism, more power to individual countries, instead of an all-powerful global government that tries to rule the world. Seriously, let me know in the comment section below. If you're a manga reader, please put a spoiler warning before. I don't want people to read it. But thank you for watching. And let me know if you think I should make a part 2.